Okay, so this was the problem. When I pressed the button, it made this noise, and that wasn't good. So here's what you do. First of all, you have to open the thing where the tire is, and you got to pull out this thing on the end, and it's got a screw, and there's the screw. And that's a torque screw, and it's the size, biggest one I've got. And so here's me using my drill to remove that torque screw, and here's me grabbing it with my hand and pulling it off the back, and then here's me holding it to show you that it's been pulled off the back, but actually it looks like it's still on the car, but it isn't. Okay, so then you have to go to the right side, and there's this little hatch so you can't get at anything. But first you open that hatch, then you got to take out this little cargo hook, which also has a torque screw. So here is me taking out that torque screw with the drill, and then there's one behind the passenger rear seat that's also a torque screw. So here's me taking that out with the drill gun. And then, oh yeah, under the little hatch, there's this little hook. And this one, here's me, oh, you pull the cover off of it. Don't break that now. And then you have to use, the drill didn't fit. And you didn't want to strip it, because if you strip it, then you strip it. And you don't want to strip it. So here's me using a hand tool, because I'm an artist, and I took it out like that by hand. And here's me holding it, and the little torque screw stays in it, so that's good. So then, okay, here's me grabbing. You put your fingers in where that little cargo hook is, and you just yank it away. You don't, and there's me pulling it aside. You don't have to pull it too far, because all you need to get at is that right there. That's where it plugs in. That is the blue one. And here's a picture of me showing you that I could pull the blue plug out of the white thing. And then now you go out to the back, and that's the cover on the strut. And you take that out. You use a screwdriver to pry it out. I didn't show you that because I couldn't figure out how to do that and take a picture. I figured that out later. So then underneath it, there's these two little like plugs in these little like rubbers. So you got to pull that out. Now pull the plug out. Don't rip the rubber. You need the rubber on account of the weather. Okay? So you pull the plug out, and then you take out the rubber. Don't rip the rubber. There's the bottom one. Take the plug out. Don't rip the rubber. You need the rubber on account of the weather. So then those are the ones with they're both missing now. I took them out. Now you can just, okay, so back to that. Now that's the clip. And I'm going to show you, I put the screw, now I figured out how to do that, right? You one hand with the screwdriver, one with the camera, and then you pop the clip out like that. So that'll come out, but don't do that yet. First, you're going to grab this thing, and actually, I kind of like the way my hand looks in that one. Doesn't my hand look cool in that one? I like that one. But then you grab it. My hand looks good there, doesn't it? You grab it, you pull it away, and there's the wire or the cable or whatever you want to call it. But then you just pull this thing out, and you got to watch out for the weather, the rubber there, because of the weather stripping, right? So then the cable goes down, and there's the little grommet. I love saying grommet. And then so don't do this, because that's going to rip it. It's going to rip the rubber, and you need the rubber. So don't do that. The weather. So I don't know what this is. I'm not sure why that's there. Oh, yeah. So then you pull the rubber out. You just use your fingers and you pull it out. And then you can thread that through. Be careful. Don't just yank it. There's insulation and stuff in there. You don't want to rip it because of the rain. Okay, now this is important. This is the top part of the strut. You also pull out that with the screwdriver like that and pop the clip out. That's a little trickier to do, but you got to be careful, because now this is the hard part. Because like when you pull the strut out, see, the thing is like that, the hatch falls. And the thing is that the hatch fell, and when I woke up, I went and I got a broom to use to prop up the hatch, to hold the hatch up, because the strut holds the hatch up, and when you take out the strut, the hatch falls. Advil is good for that. So, but when you've finally done that, and then also clean it a little bit, which I did later, then that's the new one. The new one is made in China, but I don't care. And that you first put the top one in. Now, listen, be careful there, because when you push it back up, the broom's going to fall again. Okay? So you put the top one in, and I couldn't get a picture of me pressing the clips in because I needed 3 hands for that, because I was holding the hatch up after the broom fell. But the bottom one, just use the butt end of the screwdriver to, and then you to push the clip backs in, and then that feeds back through. And then you can plug it back in. And then pretty much all you do after that is close it all up. But I didn't show you any of that, so I just did like the little monkey dancing that I had from that other video. Dance monkey. I think it's a monkey. And then look, it's like that.